Shabbat Shalom.
So glad you're joining us to help us welcome Shabbat. I'm Rabbi Miriam Phillips, and leading with me is Cantor Elisa Waltzman. If this is your first time in our lovely outdoor amphitheater services, a nice reminder that the way to the bathroom is down back through the gate through which you entered. Please don't walk behind us or you will be on camera. The bathrooms are in Packard Hall. Important to get that information out there. Let's start Shabbat by taking in a couple of deep breaths. And as we breathe in the peace of Shabbat and community, I'm honored to call up to lead us in lighting the candles on page 120, Helen Shams and Eva Shams, the family of Bar Mitzvah Aaron Shams. Page 120. Please rise.
As this Shabbat candle gives light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness remind us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among these who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
You may be seated, page 130. Continue with Lecha Dodi, page 138. We will do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And on that last verse, we rise and face the setting sun. Page 138.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה, שמור וזכור
have welcomed Shabbat. Let's welcome each other. Introduce yourself to someone new or a longtime friend. We have guests here today. Let's make them feel welcome. If you're online, we will be going into breakout rooms. Welcome back. With our hearts full of friends, new and old, we are turning to our call to worship, Baruch Hu, which can be found on page 146. Please rise. To the top of page 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema, page 152. page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
You may be seated. Let's join together at the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's feet, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha, page 158.
יפדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
As we turn to Hashkivenu, this blessing for shelter as the evening arises, the melody is by Alan Goodis, who was here in January and is coming back again. So if you love this melody, if you love that, keep in mind, back on Martin Luther King weekend, we will have Alan Goodis joining us. Hashkivenu, page 160.
Shomreinu ברוכת אדוני, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Amen. Page 162, Vishamru.
ששת ימים עשה אדוני, את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise for the Amidah, which begins on page 164, and we will continue through page 170.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו ואהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue with silent prayer through page 178. You can pray what's on the page or what is in your hearts. You may be seated.
אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
With our hearts full of shalom, of peace and well-being, we turn our prayers to the Misha Berach for well-being, for healing, on page 382. If there's someone that you are praying for this evening, hold them in your hearts. If you're on Zoom, you can put them in the chat as we pray for the healing of body, of soul, and of mind.
רפאנו אדוני ונרפא, הושיענו וניוושע, אל קרוב לכל קורב, אך קרוב ליראיו ישור. אל נא רפאנה, הנפש ורפואת הגוף, רפואה שלמה, רפואה שלמה. הושיע את עמך, ברך את נחלתך, ורעים ונשאים עד העולם. משברך אבותינו, משברך אמותינו, אנא אדוני הושיענה. אל נא רפאנה, אל נא רפאנה, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, רפואה שלמה, רפואה
It is now time for the Kiddush. I am honored to call up Aharon ben David, otherwise known as Aaron Shams, to help us lead us in the Kiddush on page 123. There are tables with grape and wine. And Cantor, which
Yes.
one is grape and which is wine? Do you know? Because
I think
Oh.
Steve Fink is probably the
Steve,
expert to
Steve,
answer this
tell us.
question.
This is important. Red is wine. And
There we
the
go.
beautiful Jerusalem stone colored is is grape juice. Please rise, page 123.
The English first? The seventh day is consecrated to the Lord our God. With wine, our symbol of joy, we celebrate this day in its holiness. We give thanks for all our blessings, for life and health, for work and rest, for home and love and friendship. On Shabbat, eternal sign of creation, we remember that we are created in the divine image. We therefore raise a cup in thanksgiving. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher litiat mitzrayim kivanu bacharta veotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
L'chaim. Yasher koach. Beautiful job, Aaron. So as you all get to sit and enjoy that delicious wine or grape juice, I'm going to ask you to think for a moment. I have a philosophy question for you. You can be seated. This is the sermon slot. So you sit because you're going to want to. What is it that makes us unique as human beings apart from the animals? What qualities are unique to human beings? What makes us a human being? So think for a moment. This is interactive because Rabbi Gersh is not here tonight. So I get to do what I want. So I welcome thoughts, but take a moment so we can have, people can think. Anyone has an answer? Oh, the mom of our bar mitzvah, Helen. What do you think, Helen? Take.
It's a human emotion.
The human emotions, the complexity and depth and nuance of human emotions. Brian, what do you think?
An understanding and knowing about God.
Ooh, a sense of God, theology, understanding, and knowing about God. Is it an answer or was that an agreement?
No,
That
it's the thumb.
the thumb of approval?
No, it's the
Oh, David has the answer. The opposable thumb. Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Took me. You had to explain yourself. Do you have any? What do you think?
A human soul.
The human soul. Anyone else? Oh, coming around. What do you think, Barbara?
Conscience.
Conscience, an awareness of us as individuals and as others as separates? Or conscience as in morals and ethics? Yes, both. Great. Okay, fantastic. Joe?
Perception of past and future.
Ooh, a sense of history, a perception of past and future, and therefore that we can change, possibly. Anyone else? All right, Bubby. Wait.
Created in the image of Elohim. We're all created in God's image. We're His children.
Because we are all created in the image of God and the image of Elohim. All right, great. Thanks for my sermon. Great job. Okay, I'll go on because, privilege of the pulpit. So I'm surprised that no one said speech. Did anyone think speech? Now, animals do have speech. Human beings are not the only ones with speech, right? Also, God has speech. Because God spoke the world into being. That's kind of an incredible concept. And though there are animals with speech, we have taken that quality to amazing heights and also maybe lows, but certainly nuances and diversity. And we've done something that no other animal does with speech, and that's writing, which gives us that sense of history. It gives us the ability to study and learn from our sacred texts, and also gives us this ability to build on the past and build on ideas and build on science and build on medicine so that what we have today our ancestors who laid the blueprint for all of those things would not even come close to recognizing, let alone our theology, which has also morphed and changed and stayed diverse, but is very different potentially than what our ancestors had thousands of years ago. There's a term in Judaism about the power of speech. It's called koach hadibur. I'm not going to ask you to say that, but it means the power of speech. And unlike that kids' nursery rhyme, sticks and stones may hurt me, but words will never hurt me, right? In Judaism, we believe, in fact, I got it wrong. What was it? Break my bones, thank you. Okay, it's been a while since I've been in elementary school. But Jeff Margolis got it. So in Judaism, just as God created the world with speech, because we are created in the image of God, our words have the power to create worlds with speech and also to destroy worlds with speech. I've been thinking about this a lot, particularly with our Torah portion, because we tend to take words lightly. One of my favorite book titles, not one of my favorite books about language, but one of my favorite book titles is Heavy Words Lightly Thrown, and it's about idioms. Don't read it. There's much better books about English language, but Heavy Words Lightly Thrown, it's what we do all the time. And I'm not even talking about gossip, which is can be so damaging and which is also a social glue, and it's hard to navigate how do we interact with people without saying bad things about someone else. Because gossip is so much in the fabric of what it means to be a human being. I'm also talking about those built-in words that we throw around with great lightness. For example, I remember when I was in college, with great shame, I had a friend who was really in touch with her sensuality. And so I turned to her at one point and said, "You like to be dirty?" And her face went white. And I realized that I had denigrated her by using a common English idiom. But she had never denigrated anyone else. And she had never used that language. That was my language imposed on her. And it was accidental, and it was light, but it was a heavy word lightly thrown. And I definitely hurt her feelings. There's other ways that we lightly throw words around. So there's a common joke. A little girl asked her dad, "Dad, do all fairy tales start with once upon a time?" And the dad answers, "No, some start with once I'm elected, I promise." In our Torah portion, we read about promises. And it says, if a man takes a vow to Adonai, or takes an oath imposing an obligation on himself, he shall not break his pledge. He must carry out all that has crossed his lips. There's an old world idea that lasted long past the Torah but has gone out of vogue, and that is that one's word is one's bond. And not so long ago in America, people used to make handshake deals because they trusted each other's word so much. But the unprincipled could take advantage of that. And so we have wisely moved away from that to protect those at risk. And now, however, it seems to me that no one feels like what they say, or few people feel like what they say, really needs to carry a weight and really need to matter. A salesperson knows that if someone comes into their shop and says, "I'll be right back," there's guaranteed no sale. So I'm inviting us to all be influencers. If social media has taught us anything, it's that we can make change by modeling. And so I'm inviting you to think about one way that you lightly throw heavy words and maybe try to change how you use that speech. It might be promises, it might be casual speech, it might even be gossip, but think about, we all do it, we're human beings, one way that you can make your word matter so that we all might say what we mean and mean what we say. Shabbat Shalom. I'm now honored to invite up to join us at the Ark, Sep Shams father of Aaron, to open the ark for the for the Aleinu. Please rise, page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We remain standing as we turn to the Kaddish on 598. This Shabbat, we are in the Shloshim period of mourning for Barbara Fackler, David Taxon, and Esther Yank. And on this Shabbat, we recall on their yard site Robert V. Applebaum, Lena Baum, Louis Berger, Gertrude Bloomgarden, Harold Butler, William Cohen, Jean Coopersmith, Saul Daniels, James George DeLeon, Sadie Ginsburg, Jerome Goldsmith, Erwin Harbus, Minnie Heller, Herbert Hyman, Leonard Jacobs, Erwin Kovid, Hyman Kuznitsky, Estelle Lawler, Emlyn O'Leanne, James Levy, Seymour Lobel, Alan Victor Laurie, Samuel Mailer, Rodrigo Bonilla Mancheno, Sheldon Miller, Ida Page, Sylvia Papuk, Stephen Perry, Harvey Plout, Nathan Rubashek, Florette Rubenstein, Marilyn Rudin, Ori Chaim Sachs, Marilyn Schlein, Yenta Shmurak, Alan Simon, Lillian Stein, Doris Turner, Bessie Wasserman, Helen Weinstein. We also remember those who have died due to baseless hatred here and around the world, including in the land of Israel, as well as those whose death was gun-related. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be forever be a blessing. Yitzgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. You may all be seated. I'll accept our board trustee who will be sharing some announcements, Debbie Margolis.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. I'm actually just on the Leadership Council. I'm the only one they could find. Shabbat. See, some people think it's funny. Whenever I show up, I'm doing announcements. I don't know why. It's this. Anyway, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Thank you for joining us either here in person or digitally. We appreciate that. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Cantor. Thank you, Paul. Mel B's out there helping. And, of course, we always have Matt and Aaron Ross Thank you. You guys are great. We appreciate you making everything happen tonight. This weekend, Torah study is in person and on Zoom, and it's led by Rabbi Phillips. Coffee and bagels will be provided to those who show up in person. Aaron Shams will be called to the Torah tomorrow morning. Congratulations on that at 10:30 in the Sun and Shine Family Sanctuary. We're very excited. You did great. You're going to crush it tomorrow. Jewish movie nights, next screening will be held this Sunday, July 16th at 3:45 p.m. And the film is Disobedience. Sounds like a very interesting movie. So our Founder Shabbat on August 11th is happening. And I don't want you to be confused. You don't have to be a founder to show up. It's for everybody. This is kind of the launch of our 50th anniversary celebration here at Temple Bat Yahm. So please consider joining us for a beautiful Shabbat service right here in the amphitheater and a lovely dinner. I think it's going to be really meaningful, and we hope you all can attend. And Sally's got a comment. The service is going to be in the sanctuary? Womp womp. Well, got it. We're going to have so many people there. Okay. It's still going to be fabulous. So I retract that statement. It's going to be great. Send honey from the heart for the holidays this year and support Women of Temple Bat Yahm. Free shipping is through August 1st, and jars are $14. You can look in the weekly e-scribe to find out more information. And you can join over 100 TBY members in our Legacy Society and create a lasting legacy while ensuring Temple Bat Yahm remains strong and vibrant long into the future. You can speak to me, the Legacy Chair, to learn more about your options. You can find out this and more if you go to our website, and you can RSVP for everything there. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Debbie. We conclude our service with Osei Shalom, which you can find on page 647. Please rise. After services, which we hope you will stay for, is in Packard Hall as we continue with our Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Shabbat Shalom.